Yeah, we're echoing. We're echoing. All right, there we go. We're
Welcome to
good.
the Come On Show with Southside Steve.
And we do it live. This is unedited radio, and we've got a new tagline, don't we, Jeff? It's live and
It's a 4 hour radio show, a 4 hour Atlanta morning radio show in 30 minutes, live without a net.
live without a net. Chloe, you are live without a net. You cuss, it goes out. I say something bad, it goes out. Jeff has bad buttons, it goes out. This is what we do. It's the beauty of the show. And we are talking with entertainment reporter for NBC, and she's on a train. Hear it?
I am on a train.
That is a real new. So many New Yorkers, we don't realize that you people have to ride a train, then you get off and you have to walk or take a taxi. I mean, so many people don't own cars.
It's literally planes, trains, and automobiles. And let me tell you, I have been in Washington, D.C. 2 times in the last 5 days because I interviewed President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump at the premiere of her new documentary, Melania. I went to Washington, D.C., so I know that you guys probably totally want to talk about all of that. But it was my first time meeting President Trump and my second time meeting First Lady Melania Trump. I met her years before she became First Lady. I sat down with her and did a big interview. But it was really incredible to meet them. A few days ago.
Okay, we did not talk. You little stinker, you didn't tease this. This is my reaction to hearing what she just said.
I know, right? I'm just like,
my mouth is wide open. I thought you were going to mention an actor or talk about. You just met with the president of the United States, and we had the statistics, and we talked about it on Melania Trump. That thing crushed. People did not think it was going to do well. It was poo-pooed, and she killed it, and she made more in the first week than any other documentary ever has, and I'm sure you covered that.
Yeah.
What a great interview.
It far exceeded expectations. Well, yeah, I'm not messing around, Steve.
No, you're
I'm not doing. It's not small potatoes over here. No, these are big potatoes.
Big. These are huge potatoes. They are. They're as big as my granddad's. Well, you know what? But I'm just going to tell you that I am so impressed. Again, I've got to say it. It is Today with Chloe Melas, who was the only person to be in the courtroom for the P. Diddy thing. And I thought that was, a pinnacle. I thought maybe that's her cherry. Oh, no. When you can sit down with Melania Trump and Donald Trump and talk about something that is just about her, incredible. So what can you tell us about the first couple?
The movie itself is really interesting. You get to see what life was like for her in the 20 days leading up to last year's inauguration. Mm-hmm. Something funny that I thought was endearing is that she loves Michael Jackson. So several points in the film, you hear Michael Jackson music. She was a producer on the film. At one point, she's actually singing along to Billie Jean.
Wow.
And she was a part of the post-production, the editing process. She picked all the music for the movie. And Trump was just so proud of her when we were talking on the red carpet. And, I asked her about the criticism she's received about accepting tens of millions of dollars from Amazon as a sitting first lady, because Amazon is the, film studio that acquired this documentary. And she told me, you guys can even play some of the interview. I can send it to you guys, but we're live, so I guess you can't. But people can look it up on NBCnews.com or go on my Instagram. But she said, look, yes, she donates money to lots of charities. And she talked to me about the charities that she gives back to, because I specifically asked her, are you going to give any of that money to charity? And she said, yes.
Why do people ask famous people that? I mean, not that they need the money, because I guess they don't, but I look at it as like, you worked. Is it really any of our business? And I'm not putting you down as a entertainment reporter for NBC by any means, or even myself, but I hate to ask those questions. I'm like, they should say, is it any of your damn business? But I think we always look at millionaires when they win millions. It's like, if he won the lottery, first off, why did you play? But you won. What are you doing with the money? I assume you're giving it all to charity. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think the fact is, Steve, is that she's a first lady right now. So to do something like this maybe after being in office, but to do it right now, it's a little unprecedented to accept this much money. It doesn't necessarily make it wrong, but, it's just they're trailblazers. This is a first. And so, when I asked President Trump about it, he immediately started to criticize the Obama family and said, just look at them, look at all the money that they took during their administration. So he strongly defended their decision to do this. But the movie's interesting. If you're wanting to get a behind the scenes look of the White House, look at behind the scenes of her life, you see a lot of that.
Did you go did you go into the Lincoln bedroom? That's my question always. Did you get the tour? Did you go in their bedroom? Did you get to see? Did you sit down and have coffee? Did you have drinks after a beer? Any casual conversation? I got to know.
I wish. I was not at the White House. I was at the Kennedy Center, which has been renamed the Trump Kennedy Center.
All right,
and I'm actually one of the last people to go in there because they're closing it for 2 years for renovations.
Wow.
And I did meet RFK and spoke to him. I also spoke to the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. So look at me. It's like Elle Woods in Washington, D.C., Chloe at the Capitol.
I am so glad I am friends with you now. I am going to brag all day. Now, Jeff, camera on you, mouth wide open when she said she met RFK. Now, my co-host has met Robert F. Kennedy Jr. twice and giving him a CD because Jeff wrote a song for him.
Yeah, I have a song called "I Want RFK." When he was running for president in 2024, I actually handed it to him. I wanted it to be like his campaign song, but I don't think it got that far.
It just didn't.
Yeah,
it just didn't. But that's failure on your part. But Chloe, she doesn't fail. She's on a train headed right now.
You should have given me the CD. I could have
know.
given it to him again.
All right,
we got to like coordinate next time.
We got to talk more. We got to know where you're going. I had no idea that one of my best.
But then I went back.
What?
I went back to D.C. 3 days later, and
Okay.
I sat inside a Senate Judiciary Subcommittee hearing.
Wow.
That was where a bunch of senators were grilling the co-CEO of Netflix. His name is Ted Sarandos because he's trying to buy Warner Brothers. So I don't know if you guys have been seeing in the news, but Warner Brothers Discovery, they are spinning off CNN and all their cable channels into one company, and then they're taking their film studio, which is Warner Brothers, and they're taking their streaming platform, HBO Max, and there's a big battle between Netflix and Paramount. They're both trying to buy Warner Brothers. They're in a huge public fight for months. And so Ted Sarandos, who runs Netflix, he had to go before the Senate and answer questions about whether or not this violates something called antitrust laws. And so I was in there and I was with Ted Sarandos, and it was a really interesting experience. I saw Senator Ted Cruz, Senator Cory Booker, and I got to see all of these people that you typically see on TV right there. And so I'm like running all over Capitol Hill.
Wow.
Like inside the House, the Senate, Congress and Supreme Court's right there. I thought, gosh, if I hadn't chosen entertainment, this could have been like my path.
I was about to say, out of the two, when you're running around, and I know how you are in New York. If you're ever in New York, you'll probably see Chloe with a camera person behind her on the street, and you'll be like, "Wait, that's that girl that Southside talks about." But in Washington D.C., running around, it is something, and being in both cities, they're both so big, they're so large. But I dig the monuments and all of that stuff. What honestly? Was there a part of you that said, damn, I wish I would have gone this direction? I really dig Washington because you have that, look, you could run, you could be a senator. I think you could if you wanted to be.
Yeah, thank you. I think so too. I think in a past life, but I love New York. And also when I came back to my cozy little office with I have like a picture of all these zebras, and I have a pink, you'd love this, I have like a pink rug. And I have like my little like pink pillows.
I love it.
I
love it.
Looks like a pink and white dorm room. I was so happy to like sit down and be cozy. And I was like, man, being at Capitol Hill, you're running around, you're exhausted. There's no like sweet green salad to order. There's like a cafeteria lunchroom buffet. I was like, you know what? I'll stay at 30 Rock. I'll stay in New York.
So she's chosen
with my
New York.
Chick-fil-A.
There you go.
Yes.
You've chosen New York and 30 Rock, and that's where she's headed right now. She's on a train there.
But y'all, listen, last thing I'm going to say, even though I'm not a big sports person, I have to admit, it was only yesterday that I learned who's going to be playing in the Super Bowl, but I don't care about that part. I care about halftime and Bad Bunny doing the all Spanish language halftime show. I am so excited for it. I've been a fan of Bad Bunny's forever. Yes, I know people have their opinions about
I
his
love it.
political leanings, but
Yes.
I'm so excited. I
Hey,
cannot wait for the halftime show.
we've got to go back to a point in time where it doesn't matter how a person votes. You don't judge them on their political views. You judge them on their own merits and personality. That's where I think we should be. But I can tell you right now, I think it's the cross-dressing thing, and I don't know that heavy conservatives are homophobic. I'm definitely not. Hell, I had 4 gay guys at my wedding. But I will tell you right now, and that's a good thing. I'm making a joke, obviously, but for me, there is that alternative, and Jeff's going to watch one, and I'm going to watch the other, so we can comment. But the Super Bowl, you talk halftime show, you didn't know the teams. The way it's supposed to be is you're all in on the teams, you're all in on the commercials, and then there's the halftime show. You're out of whack. But the whole country,
know.
everybody's
Wait,
talking
but
about it.
who are y'all? Who are y'all hoping wins this weekend? I just got to know. Are y'all voting or rooting for the same team?
I've been to both cities, and my neighbors are heavy Pats fans. And just to show I'm a bigger person, I've let the Falcons Super Bowl go enough that I can cheer for them. But make no mistake about it, I don't like either team. So I'm going where my brain is. Brain says Seahawks definitely will win this one due to their defense and May probably being too young and throwing a couple of interceptions. So your money should be on Seattle, but I am leaning a little Pats. So that's where I'm at. And as far as the Super Bowl, everybody talking about it, do you think, and I'm not putting you on the spot, do you think your viewers of the conversations you've heard, do you think anybody's going to go with this alternative halftime show and go over to Rumble X and YouTube and watch Kid Rock?
I think that there's a chance, but I think that most people will just, watch and have their opinions of the halftime show. I mean, look, it's not the first time that anybody's gotten political. We saw last year Kendrick Lamar, then Jennifer Lopez a few years ago had kids in cages, it seemed, where she was making that point about, she's also Puerto Rican, and she was making that point about Trump's immigration policies at the time. So I don't know. I think he's going to get political based on his Grammy speech about ICE. But I also think that a lot of the United States speaks Spanish. And I grew up in Dallas, Texas. And, I understand a little bit of Spanish. I'm not going to understand everything. Really hard. I think it was just 10 years ago that he was bagging groceries. He is a true dream, for anybody that wants to follow their dreams, their hopes, their wishes. He's an example of hard work. And I'm excited, politics aside, I'm just excited to see him this weekend. I've never seen him perform live. I've heard he's an incredible performer. So I'm excited.
Well, there you go. You know what? I hear you. I just want everybody to get along and let the hate stop.
Me too. Me too.
I have to ask you one question, and whatever you can say, I'd like to read on your behalf. I read your post asking your followers to stop what you're doing. This was put out days ago. And look and be aware that my sweet colleague, Savannah, Guthrie's 84-year-old mother, Nancy, is missing. Obviously, from Tucson, Arizona, from a very nice home. It looks like there could be a kidnapping and everything. I'm just asking you, how are you doing and how is she doing? And is this really tearing you guys up on the Today Show and NBC?
Yeah, I mean, look, absolutely. Savannah is an incredible human being. She's such a kind person. She's always been wonderful to me. Everybody is sad. Everybody's trying to use their platform, whether it's TV, radio, streaming, or even just Instagram. My husband and I have been posting the number for the Pima County Sheriff's Office. I'm so happy the FBI is involved. I'm so glad that the White House says that they're, deploying all efforts behind this. And we just want Nancy to come home alive. And, we just cannot imagine what Savannah's going through. My husband and I, we are just devastated for her and her children, her siblings, her husband. So thanks for asking. We're all very, very upset about it.
Well,
And we just love her, and we just hope that Nancy comes home. So if anybody's listening to this and knows anything, please call 911 or reach out to the Pima County Sheriff's Department. Steve, I don't know if you have that number, if you want to read it.
I do. It's 520 520-351 4900. So it's 520-351-4900, and it is the Pima Sheriff's Department. And you never know. At this point, we don't know where she could be. Was there a plane involved? Does she have her medication? So a lot of worry. But I just wanted to say that, I'm sorry when I saw that. Obviously, I thought of you, and I thought of the relationship you probably have with her, and I was like, that's just unreal. It's like a movie script. This should not be real life, and I'm so sorry.
I know. Well, Steve, you guys are the best. I love coming on your show, and definitely keep spreading the word there. But let's catch up next week, because I'm going to have a lot to say about the Super Bowl and a lot of other stories that I'm working on that I can't tell you right now. And I'll leave you with that tease, but I'll have more to share next week.
All right. I never knew her to be a teaser, but she is. This girl graduated from Auburn University, and I got to tell you, man, you've got your Southernicity, you got some Texan in you. I know how much Georgia you have in the Southernicity, and then New York, and we now know that she can network DC. She's unstoppable. It's Today with Chloe. It's Chloe Melas. Follow her on her socials, and we'll look for the Super Bowl talk. We'll find out what the tease is, and think of everyone at NBC and on the Today Show, and poor Savannah Guthrie, and God bless, and we hope her mother comes home safe. Thank you for your time today. Be safe in New York, and we'll talk to you next week. Chloe. All right, man, that was brought to you by Exit Wealth Studios. That's where we reside, right here in Alpharetta, Georgia. Exit Wealth also has offices and studios in Buckhead. And you can see them because if you're walking by right across from where Whole Foods is, if you see lighting, well, somebody's doing a show, and it could be Justin Farmer, former WSB great, son of Don Farmer. I feel like I always got to mention his father, but he's the other member with Ted Jenkins for Exit Wealth. And it's a pleasure to see them here in our offices once a week, but Buckhead is where they reside. Also, with the discussion, I want to squeeze in one more sponsor, David Markwell of Markwell Therapy. David Markwell is there for you. Again, if you're going through something, if you're frustrated, if you can't let politics go, or hate of a neighbor or coworker or a boss or a wife, sibling, anything you're going through, you need to talk to somebody. David Markwell's your guy. Go to davidmarkwelltherapy.com. And it's time now to get a little political with Jeff.
Polydictainment.
A couple of Epstein things, or actually like 3 million of them, because they had another file dump last week.
Oh boy!
Or whatever, they dropped a bunch of files, and I noticed I saw a couple of posts. There was a picture of Jeffrey Epstein and the director Brett Ratner, who incidentally is the director of Melania, the documentary we were just talking about with Chloe Melas.
Oh, really, man? Okay, well that's super cool. I didn't realize that. So this directors get around, don't they?
Yeah. So he's a pretty big time director. He kind of got canceled in the Me Too movement era, but he directed this Melania movie. Okay. Anyway, so there's just pictures of him.
Is it because he's like a conservative in the business, or not?
No, probably not. No, I think he got a sexual harassment thing. He got Me Too back years ago. But for a while, he was he's a big time director. He did all the Rush Hours, and he's a producer, and I think he got kind of.
Can I take a second, because I don't know about your career. You've tried to get into movies. I've been in 4 independent films. Let me just make sure that nobody touched me or did anything that I could go after. Am I too small of an actor to go after somebody?
Yeah, I would welcome the touches if it could help me get into the business.
Okay. I'm just wondering. I think I'm okay. I don't think I might have touched, but I don't know. So, yeah, these things happen. Well, it looks like he's out from under it when you do a documentary. And obviously this documentary, and I mentioned it, in the last segment with Chloe Melas, entertainment reporter for NBC and the Today Show. Think about it, man. This thing crushed, and a lot of people didn't think it would do well. Yeah. Best opening weekend ever for a documentary. It's like 8 million people saw it or something like that. It's nuts.
Yeah, so directed by Brett Ratner. But yeah, it's just because there's pictures with you hanging out with Epstein and girls doesn't mean anything wrong was done. Just like the Clintons. The Clintons have been known to associate with them.
There are VIP rooms, and there are situations that I've been in that look bad, and they're not bad. It's just because you're standing there. And let me tell you, you don't even know who you're taking pictures with sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes somebody will come up like a pretty girl or something. I probably took 500 pictures at my bar with 8.5s and up,
Yeah.
9s that just wanted to take a picture. Now, my wife sees that, or other people, at your church or, the team that you coach, and they think you're out just boozing it up. But you're like, man, I was just there and this girl took a picture.
Yeah, and apparently everyone likes taking their picture with Jeffrey Epstein because that's what most of these file dumps have been. They've just been photos.
Okay.
Because the House Oversight Committee is investigating all the Epstein things, and they've compelled Bill and Hillary Clinton to testify, which they originally were refused, but they have made an agreement, so they are going to testify next month. Bill Clinton on the 26th of February and Hillary on the 27th. I don't know what they're going to get to the bottom of, but the Clintons are going to testify. And I saw she posted, I think, on her Twitter, she wants it to be open to the public, like cameras and the whole 9 yards. I'm like,
I
yes,
love that.
Let's be transparent.
No, here's the thing. If you have a left-leaning network, and you have a right-leaning network, when they come out on the curb to talk to their networks, those that were in the courtroom, and we know that because, again, going back to Chloe Melas, where we started our show, she was the only one in the P. Diddy trial. So her views were being put out on NBC and all the affiliates, Dateline, Today Show, what have you. And you want to know that it's factual. The only way to know is that O.J. Simpson trial type camera where you are seeing it all and you draw your own conclusions and you're not being told a story.
Yeah, we haven't had one of those since the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. That was on TV. Right? They televised that.
And that one was just for, I think TMZ called, we want it.
Yeah.
That's just almost ridiculous for something like that. It's got to be something on the line that is earth-shattering or will change our nation, or somebody that committed a heinous crime.
Yeah.
I think you want to see it too. And you've got some Trump, attempted shooter. He's deceased. He's gone. But you saw the other guy that laid in wait on the golf course just got life sentence.
Oh, yeah.
That one was not televised either, but maybe it should have been.
Yeah.
But he got a life sentence.
And I think they want to have the Charlie Kirk, the guy that assassinated Charlie Kirk, to be televised. Yeah, I think Erica Kirk is pushing that to be publicized.
And I think it should, because there's too much going on. There's too many conspiracies around that.
Yeah.
It needs to be televised so we know. We have to know. And I think she's right. And I think she'll get her way. But as of right now, if Bill and Hillary want to go out, and I don't know what Hillary has to do with it much.
I don't know, just their association with Epstein.
Or is this going to get Bill finally divorced?
Polydictainment.
All right, we're going to the phones. Hold on, our producer. Did you tell him?
Oh, Mike. Yeah, Mike. Why don't we get Skipper on the phone? We're doing sports next.
Skipper.
Yeah.
It's listed Skipper, and then it has on there. What are you? Yeah, it's Regal Nissan. That's where he. Okay. He's on it. He'll get him up. But right now we are going to sports, and we've got great sports guys. Tomorrow, I can tell you, we will have Jeff Boggess, the Sultan of Stats, on, and he will give you your betting picks. We'll see where Skipper takes us, a man that knows all sports, and he has time to look at them because he's the service manager at Regal Nissan, and he's already done heavy lifting in his career. Now he assigns others to do it. Miguel is my service guy if you want to go in there, but always ask for Skipper when you walk into Regal Nissan. All Nissans are welcome. All Infinities are welcome. It's right off Georgia 400 and Holcomb Ridge Road. Easy to get to. So go get serviced and ask for the Yeah Come On deal. And right now I know for a fact that is 3 tires, and the 4th tire is $1 because I thought it was a penny, and you guys all blistered me telling me nobody has pennies anymore, and I don't even know if it's legal. I don't even know if you can pay with a penny. But on the line now for sports, Yeah Come On Sports, it's Skipper.
Yeah, come on. How y'all doing this morning?
Good. How are you doing? And what's it like out there? Are we busy in our bays? Are there vehicles up in the air getting their saunas?
Oh, yeah. We're always staying busy. We're knocking some cars out, but we can always be busier. Bring your cars on down. We'll take good care of them.
And I'm telling them that Yeah Come On's deal is solid. Right now it's the tires. Who knows what it'll be next month. But I bet if you go in and you ask for Skipper and you say, Yeah Come On Sports, and you're listening right now, he's going to knock something off your bill. Can I say that, or am I out of line?
Oh, no, you're not out of line. We'll take good care of you.
Good. Look at me taking a chance. Jeff, that was a limb I went out on, and it didn't break. Skipper, talk
Sorry,
to
I'll
me.
send you the bills.
I knew it. I knew it. They're going to attach it. They're going to take it out of my talent. I don't even know if I'm being paid yet. But I've got to ask you a question. What do you like? I know sports. You're looking at everything. You got baseball in your head. I know you got Hawks basketball in your head. But right now, everybody's talking Super Bowl. What do you got?
So I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl, another rematch. I think it's going to be a great game. The biggest thing is going to come down to the quarterback play, I think.
Yeah.
Which quarterback plays better, Sam Darnold or Drake May? I think they're both great teams, both great coaches, but that's going to ultimately be the decision maker. Which quarterback makes the plays when it matters? Which quarterback holds on the ball? Turnovers are going to be key, winning the turnover battle. Darnold actually had the most turnovers by any quarterback during the regular season. He had a good season, but he had a lot of turnovers. So that could be a major factor coming into this game. With the Patriots defense, Mike Vrabel coming in, being that linebacker at the Patriots back in the day, winning Super Bowls, he's really big on his defense. So I think that's going to be a key factor coming in this game is who protects the ball, who makes the mistakes, who makes the plays. I think it's going to be a pretty close game. I'm still going to go with the Seahawks just because I think overall their talent is better than the Patriots, and maybe they can overcome it. But I think that's going to be the big decision is on the turnover battle.
Yeah, you know what? You make a great point, and I think anybody on their betting, especially if you have nothing on the line, I really don't care about either one of these teams. So for me, it is only to look at it from a money point of view. And I think you're right. If your heart's not in it, I think it's Seattle. And you're right about the quarterbacks too. Even though they're known for their turnovers at Seattle with Darnold, I can tell you that defense with the Pats is no joke. But obviously, everybody talks about the great Seahawks defense, and I got to give it to that secondary. I wouldn't want to throw into that. And I think May is going to dump it off a lot. I think we're going to see tight ends and running backs. I think Stevenson's going to get a lot of work, and I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to dump it off because I think if he throws deep, he's throwing interceptions. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I'm with you on that. I think Hunter Henry, their tight end for New England, that's going to be a key factor. He's going to be an X factor. Getting those balls over the middle, being able to attack those zone defenses, getting in the soft spots. That's going to be key. Drake May, it's going to be key with Drake May, like being able to run. Like Drake is really good about getting out on the pocket and picking up some yards. So that's going to be another key is if he's able to use his legs. And then also Seattle, how they're going to defend that. Are they going to have a linebacker or safety spy Drake May?
Oh, wow. That's good, too. Well, your money is on Seattle. I think most people's are. I am so glad to talk with a sports guy today. Again, we're speaking with Skipper, and he is the service manager at Regal Nissan in Roswell, Georgia. They are family-owned, third generation and second generation in the building. In 1984, they broke ground and gave us Regal Nissan. And I dig my Nissans, and I know my co-host does too. And Infinities. Rickman's can't afford them right now, and I think it's just a logo, so I'm just going to take the Armada over the Infinity. Personally, Manda loves her Armada, but no matter what, the vehicles are incredible, and I know how well you run your service department, so I can't brag enough about that. But I'm glad you didn't bring up the halftime show. It makes me happy. I'm so damn tired of talking about it. It's not. It goes, correct me if I'm wrong, it's football, commercials, then the halftime show. Everybody's moving the halftime show ahead of everything, and you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on the halftime show.
Well, you know what? And there you go. We go out on that. It's Yeah, Come On Sports, brought to you by Regal Nissan. Thank you for your time, Skipper.
Oh, thank you. You have a great day, guys.
All right, man. Yeah, come on! Next up, I'm going to give this track 13 to Smalls Sliders. Smalls Sliders. Did I give you a pick of them? Do you have anything in your repertoire?
No, I don't.
Oh, I got to
get some. We're going to get some burgers.
Got to get some. Right now, it's not built yet, but I know what it looks like when it's going to be finished. It's coming to Marietta. I'll get the exact address, and it's coming St. Patty's Day. So we're literally about 40 days away from having small sliders.
So we're going to do a show there.
We're going to do a show there
and binge on some sliders.
I think we're going to do the grand opening there.
Okay.
We'll be live on the set, traveling. The Yeah Come On show will travel. You got a business you want us to appear at, you just let us know. We'll knock it out. We do interviews, and we can do a little bit extended show, and we'll call it a special show because right now we are big on doing a 4-hour radio show in 30 minutes, and we call it Live Without a Net because no editing. Jeff screws up, I screw up. If I get a word wrong, we roll. It's just like radio. There are no takebacks.
It's a lot more live radio than I've ever done because, you know, when I was doing weekends at whatever radio station, it was always recorded. Always. I never, maybe once or twice I did it live where you press the button and you're live without a net. But no, I haven't done that in
My
years,
whole
so
career.
This is more live than our radio show has ever was.
That kills me. And it might kill you watching too or listening. Because when I did 96 Rock the whole year of 94 and 5 months into 95, I literally hit the button and went. Never recorded a thing. Live. Same way with college radio that you did.
Yeah.
But you're right. The technology, once I got on morning shows, was weekenders could come in and tape. That way it was perfect.
Yeah.
But I think it ruined it for program directors developing talent. Because you might sound perfect on the air, but you might have done it 12 times.
When I first started doing it, I would sit and record the same 30-second break 15 times.
Just
until it's perfect.
Yeah, so what is a program director? To me, I'm like, you screw up and you're a weekender. It's like, my God, how many times did you try it? But it is what it is. Track 13 today. Do you have a song?
I don't. I was trying to think of something we were talking about, like with Chloe, maybe. But I don't have anything that was.
Well, she's a Bad Bunny fan.
Yeah, but we can't do a Bad Bunny. I'm sorry.
I can't.
I mean,
that scratches my soul. Can't do it.
I'd be okay doing J-Lo.
Yeah,
I could do a J-Lo song for track 13.
I've been to Puerto Rico 3 times, once by myself. You got a lot of my money. I like the place. I dig it. Your territory. Understand, Spanish is supposedly the easiest language to learn. I took it for like 4 years. My 5-year-old knows more Spanish than I do.
Mm-hmm. I know a bit. Un poquito.
All right. What'd you call me?
Un poquito. A little. I know a little Spanish. Un
Way
poquito.
to go. Esteban. Mi llama Esteban or...
You also?
Oh, I didn't mean to say me also. My name is...
That's mi amo.
Mi llamo Esteban. I know my name
Okay.
is Steve is Esteban. At least that's what I was told by my Spanish teacher in the 8th grade. All right, well, I'm going to pick the song. Here's what's in my head. I'm going to let you help me, and I love doing this live. Coming in, I was listening to something a little harder, Seven Dust. But they're a local band, but I dig Seven Dust.
Okay, give me a Seven Dust song. I'm familiar with them because I know they're from Atlanta. In fact,
They are.
Briefly, when I lived in Vinings in an apartment, the next door neighbor or the couple was one of the guys in Seven Dust.
Awesome.
Like we didn't know. Me and Justin, the other frustrated rock star, lived there. And then one day, some limo pulls up, and the guy comes out of the apartment like, you know, dressed like a rock star.
Like I'm going to a rock show.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, where are you going?" Yeah, we're opening for Creed.
Creed.
Yeah, we got a show at the Omni or whatever it was then, and we're like, "Damn!" He's like, "Yeah, I'm in Seven Dust." Oh yeah, okay, we know Seven Dust.
Did you tell him you're a frustrated rock star? Is there a place for me in the band?
Probably, but yeah, then we did
And
see
he
him.
didn't say anything. All right, I'm
No.
going to my artist. I'm going to Seven Dust, and I'm going to pick this song I dig. It was new and something I have right here. See and Believe is my favorite song.
Okay.
All right. So
If you can do that. And
Okay.
those guys have been to Southside Steve's when I had my bar. And when they came down, I thought they were playing. Instead, they brought a band to play. Their promoter would have had to have charged me. They couldn't get around it. So they were there in the VIP. And what they did is one at a time, they subbed in for the guys. That way people got to see
the
them.
guys in Seven Dust, but not all at once together. Interesting way around that.
It would have cost me $10,000.
Oh, wow. All right, well, there you go. Track 13 today. See and Believe. It is Atlanta's very own Seven Dust on the Come On Show.